I will stand for the invocation. Albert Einstein said, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. May we learn from yesterday's mistakes and challenges tonight. May we live in the moment, taking joy in our meeting. May we increase in hope for our speeches of tomorrow with the helpful support and learning that we receive tonight. Thank you. We don't have a flag.
We don't have a flag.
Okay, so we'll
okay, we forego the pledge?
Forego the pledge, yes.
Okay.
Okay, tonight I'll be acting as your Toastmaster. And at this point, we'll just review the agenda. Constant is going to be our speaker, first speaker, but Lawrence is going to take the hot seat and give a speech in her place.
Okay.
I'll be doing table topics. Okay. And I'll be doing Arcana, word of the day. I'll be doing that. You want to be the timer?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah. I'll use my phone. Okay. Mark, do you want to do anything?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, I don't know if you had a mute on or something. We didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I had mute on. Sorry about that. Yeah, whatever you'd like me to do, I can do it.
How about an education overview?
Ooh, I don't have anything prepared.
Okay, how about evaluate Lawrence's speech?
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to just do a rough evaluation because I really don't have a manual speech that's ready.
Yeah, you can talk
Yeah,
about
at this point.
vocal variety, things of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah, I can talk. Okay, yeah, sit down, sit down. We're past that. We're out of the standing up waiting.
Okay. So now we have Lawrence is going to give a speech. Mark is going to evaluate the speech. Heidelberg is going to time the speech.
All right.
Okay. Right. And we'll do table topics. We'll just have a short meeting.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Start.
And we'll go ahead and start. Our first speaker is going to be Lawrence. He'll be speaking on
I lost you.
About how to speak more.
okay.
Yeah, I'll give you actual speech. It could be, it's a bit of both.
Okay, it's going to Lawrence will be giving us some good information on how to improve your speaking voice. Please help me welcome Lawrence.
Okay. So
As soon as he starts speaking,
1 minute, 2 minutes.
how long is you speak?
Let's make it 5 to 7.
5 to 7. As soon as he starts speaking, you can button.
Okay. And then
At
at
5 minutes.
Okay.
Well, I don't have it. Okay.
You don't have your.
Well, you have 5 minutes. You get
Okay.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
hands just.
make sure you wave at me. I'll nod at you or something like that.
Okay.
Letting you know
And then at
that I've
7
seen what
minutes,
you're
do it
saying.
again.
And then 6 minutes.
Oh, 6 minutes.
So 5 minutes. That means that's a green light, a yellow light. 6 minutes is a green light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And 7 minutes is the end of the story. And from there we.
And what was the title, Lawrence?
5 to 7.
No, the title. What was the title?
Your speaking voice.
Okay. And before we start, the word of the day is banjax. 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 It means to clobber. It's a word from an English translation, more like a slang word in English. It means to clobber.
Okay. Okay. Oh, let me go. Okay, here we go. Okay, gotta unlock it.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'll say it next too.
Yeah, to keep it going.
So when does it go off? About a minute?
Like every 4 seconds, something like that.
Oh,
But then look at it, once you start, it's going to go in and out. Kind of keep it.
okay.
Are we ready?
Ready.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and others, I'm so glad to speak to you this evening about the speaker's voice. It's very important that we use our voice properly. And there are many different aspects to using proper vocal, the use of proper vocal nuances and also your vocal power. Of course, the most important thing in any speech is the message. If you don't have a message, it really does not matter that much how you bring it forward, because there's not much there. Although your politicians may banjack you into believing that they have a meaning to their message when their message really has no meaning. But one of the greatest things, if you notice a lot of your great speakers, one of the things that they focus a lot of energy on is their voice. How to use their voice. They want to use their voice in a way that's going to project themselves out into the audience. At the same time, they want to use their voice to draw the audience in. So a lot of different ways you can use your voice. One very good thing to do is try to improve your vocal abilities. One of the important things about your vocal ability and training your voice is proper breathing. If you go and you visit the yogis of India, you visit the Zen Buddhists in Japan, or any of those types of people in the Orient, they always talk about how important it is to breathe. And you breathe in and you keep your breathing going in such a way as to give your body more power. So by breathing in, you're bringing in the energy of the universe. So if you're not properly breathing when you are giving a speech, then that power is not going to be there. So it's a good thing to be able to speak. Now, being able to speak and project yourself is not all. Of course, you want to have a voice that is pleasant, that conveys a sense of warmth within all of your audience. You'll have to excuse me, I got a little bit of an asthma thing today. All right. You also want to have a voice that is natural. You want it to reflect your personality and your sincerity. You don't just want to be shouting them down and fire and brimstone or whatever it is. You want them to be feeling like, yeah, this person is really who he says he is. You also want to have dynamics. And all of these things work together. If you're giving the impression of force and strength, even if you look at some of the very, very famous, powerful people in the world, even they're talking very softly and gently. There's a dynamic and a strength in that voice that is not lost. All of these things can be learned. You want to be able to be expressive. Again, that's going to change how you use your voice. And of course, you want to be easily heard by the people in your audience. Now, that may, of course, mean that you need to use some type of amplification system, or it may mean that you just need to use your voice in a way that'll work. So your voice is created by your breathing. So when you breathe in, what you want to do is you want your stomach to expand. Okay? If your chest is expanding and your shoulders are going up, then that means that your posture is bad to begin with. And if you're leaning down like this as you're speaking, then that's putting pressure on your diaphragm, which is not going to give you the freedom to speak with that. Project your voice, even in the silence. You can project your voice by using that diaphragm. So you want to breathe in deeply so that your stomach moves. And then as you speak, while you're learning to speak, it's a good idea to stick your hand on your stomach. And as you're speaking, you can feel your stomach shrinking, but at the same time, your chest, your shoulders stay high and back. Your chest does not expand and shrink as much because it's all coming from the diaphragm. This brings the most voice up into your throat and into your vocal cords. Now, also, another thing that is going to make a difference is how you use your vocal cords and your mouth. If you really carefully pay attention, you'll feel that sometimes you're talking from the back of your throat, and you can feel that in the back of your throat and down in here, you can feel that vibration there. Well, that's going to be the wrong way to speak because you're putting too much pressure on your vocal cords. But at the same time, if you're talking too much in your nasal, then you start to get a little bit of a nasal sound, and your more air is coming out of your nose and out of your mouth, and it's really not as pleasant a sound as if you're speaking, and you'll actually feel that voice coming right here at the tip of your mouth, at the tip of your tongue. So, my fellow Toastmasters, if you want to be a good speaker that is pleasant, dynamic, natural, and expressive, learn to breathe and learn to speak properly. Mr. Toastmaster.
All right, very good. Learning how to control your voice is very important.
Yeah, that one right there.
Just write it.
And Lawrence gave us some tips on how to increase our voice through proper breathing and various other techniques. Okay. At this time, we're going to move to table topics. And I'll be your table topics master. And I'm going to take some questions from the magic of impromptu speaking. It's very important that you learn how to be able to speak impromptu. Intemporaneously. Okay, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be 1 to 2 minutes.
And these are going to be 1 to 2 minutes, and we're going to have Mark take our first question. Mark, you ready?
I don't know, but go ahead.
Okay, the question is, if you could witness one event in history, which would it be? If you could witness one event in history, which one would it be?
One event in history.
Yeah.
Wow. I think, based on this weekend, the Last Supper. That would be an amazing event to attend that, see the Last Supper of Jesus Christ. Especially knowing what's about to happen, what will happen the next day. That's changed the world. So I think that would be an amazing event, seeing the different people, knowing what each of them is going to do, and knowing the impact that Last Supper had on the entire world. So that's the event that I'd like to see.
Okay, well, thank you. Very good.
Okay. So just write down Mark and then put whatever time he has.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this question is for, what's your first name?
Maurice.
Maurice. This question is going to be for Maurice.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Question is, the person who says that something can't be done should never interrupt the person who is doing it.
Say it one more time.
The person who says that something can't be done
Okay.
should never interrupt the person who is doing it.
Okay.
You can come on up.
Fellow Toastmasters, everyone in attendance, someone who can't do something shouldn't interrupt someone who can do it, or someone who can't do something shouldn't banjacks the person who can do it. Whenever you think that something can't be done, if something is impossible, that person should first take that, whatever subject it is that they think that someone can't do, and then try to find examples of someone who's able to do it or has done it. If someone puts their mind to something, they can do it. They just have to believe. And to a certain extent, persistence and perseverance. Not all things can be done overnight. And it might be that one thing that can't be done overnight that the person says can't be done. But it's just a matter of that thing not being practiced. So that's my conclusion.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay. Wow.
All right.
Okay.
And when I read that question, what came to my mind was,
Sorry. Okay.
people said that there'll never be a black president,
Okay.
but Barack Obama ran anyway.
140.
All right, so our next
141.
Okay.
question is going to be for Lawrence.
Okay.
Question, Lawrence, is, if you were the opposite gender, the question is, if I were the opposite gender, I would, if I were the opposite gender, I would,
My fellow Toastmasters, the strangest things are done by women. Unfortunately, I haven't got a clue why that happened. So, I believe that if I had suddenly got changed into a woman, I would finally know why the heck they do the things they do. I've seen a couple of movies. One very recently called What Women Want. And actually, there was a Korean movie that was made based on the same thing. And it's quite interesting when someone is able to tap into the mind of someone of the opposite sex. And I think, or opposite gender. I think that it would be a most fascinating search into an alien species and really find out what those alien species are all about. So, my fellow Toastmasters, I do believe that if the opportunity came to become someone of another gender just for a day or a week or a month, I would definitely jump at the chance. Mr. Topic Master.
If I were a woman, I knew I have all the power.
Yes.
Okay.
Half the money and.
All right, what we want to do is we have a little, some additional time. We want to do this one more round.
Okay.
Table topics. So we're coming back to you, Mark.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. If you could meet any celebrity, who would it be? If you could meet any celebrity, who would it be?
Well, actually, in my travels, I've been able to meet several celebrities. When I was flying from South Bend, Indiana to Atlanta, I actually helped Muhammad Ali take off his jacket as he sat down in the airplane. And I'm not sure who was with him, but I think it was his daughter, who now is also a professional boxer. But that was a really neat thing. I never would have chosen Muhammad Ali to meet, but it was really interesting to meet Muhammad Ali. I also met the fitness guy, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. It's the very flamboyant guy that always is oiled up. Oh, can anybody help me out on his name?
Simmons.
Richard Simmons?
Richard Simmons. Yes, I got to meet Richard Simmons in the Philadelphia security line, and he had everybody in line in stitches. Because in real life, he's just like he is on TV. He's crazy, and he had the security, the TSA folks singing and dancing while everybody was waiting in line. So there's two people that I've met. Hopefully I'll meet some more.
All right, thank you. All right, very good. Hope you will. Hope you will. All right. Next question will be for you, Maurice.
All right.
Question is, what do you do for fun and why? What do you do for fun and why? All right, you got this one. Yes.
Fellow Toastmasters and those in attendance, what do I do for fun and why? For the short time and the lack of a clear answer, I'll just go to one of my hobbies, is fitness and exercise. I've been doing that since I was a little kid through competing through sports. But since I've been an adult, I've always try to set aside time for exercise, different types of exercises, body weight as well as weighted exercises. It's a way to not only keep fit, but sometimes it'll de-stress you and take your mind off other things that might be potentially bothering you or eating at you or banjaxing you. So one of my favorite hobbies is exercise. Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters.
Yeah, I enjoy exercising as well. I started to do a little bit more exercising. Okay, this one for you. This is going to be our last one. It's going to be for Lawrence. Lawrence, last question. This is it. Are demonstrations a waste of time? Are demonstrations a waste of time?
My fellow Toastmasters, I do not believe that demonstrations are a waste of time. Sometimes, when I go into a store and they have somebody there who is serving up some little tasty little morsels, then I feel quite happy that I have the opportunity to taste these little morsels and that these people can demonstrate how easy it is to prepare these morsels for us to enjoy. And then sometimes I might even turn out buying that item. And if you stand there and watch these people that are doing these demonstrations, you'll find out quite often many people will taste it and then they will go and buy that product. Now, there are other types of demonstrations also. I've seen demonstrations where you go into the store and the person has a jinsu knife that he's chopping and he's cutting and he's banjaxing everything he can imagine with those knives. And again, people seem to be buying those products. So my fellow Toastmasters, I do not believe that any one of us would exchange those demonstrations for a boring day looking at things in the grocery store. Mr. Topic.
Okay. Lawrence took a different take than I would have taken on that. I was thinking more like a protest demonstration, but Lawrence talked about another type of demonstration. But that's the conclusion that portion of the meeting, the table topics. At this time, we're going to move to the evaluation portion. Now, our general evaluator is going to be Lawrence. And his speech, he'll be caught up for other evaluation.
Thank you. What a wonderful meeting. Unfortunately, we only have just a few people here who could enjoy this opportunity with us. Hopefully we can change that somehow and start getting more people to show up. First of all, we did have a good meeting so far. We've had started on time and the whole bit. And at this point, we would like to continue our educational experience with the evaluation of our speaker. Although the topic was an impromptu speech on using your voice, it still could be evaluated, and Mark DeVoe has the opportunity to be our first evaluator this evening. Mark DeVoe.
Thank you, Lawrence. And I'm not going to banjack you in the evaluation. So, like Lawrence said, this is an impromptu speech. I would caution all of us that even if it is impromptu, try not to make excuses for the speech. I know in the middle of the speech, Lawrence mentioned that he had an asthma thing going on. I wouldn't have known that until he said something. So remember, the audience wants you to succeed most of the time. There are occasions where you have a hostile audience, but the vast majority of the time when you're speaking, the audience, like Lawrence says, is enjoying listening to him. They're looking for warmth. They're looking to be drawn into the speech. All of the things that Lawrence told us about on how we could improve our voice to win over the audience. Since it wasn't a prepared speech, one of the obvious statements you can make about the speech is it was a little bit unorganized, but that's because it had not been organized. I'm sure when Lawrence gives his speech, when it's prepared, it'll be much more organized. You know, I think you need to go back to the standard in Toastmasters, come up with 3 points, tell us what those 3 points are, say the 3 points, and then tell us what you told us. Go back over the 3 points. I like how Lawrence used his voice to describe and demonstrate how we can use our voice to draw people in and show energy. I think you can spend a little more time talking about the breathing and the physiology of speaking, how bad posture can put effects on the diaphragm. I liked how you actually demonstrated with your hands, talking from the back of your throat or nasal cavities. So I enjoyed your speech, Lawrence, and look forward to you giving this again after some preparation.
Good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Oh, I'm talking about
For the evaluation.
Oh.
Okay, I got it. 30 more seconds, like
Oh,
2
okay.
minutes, about 2 minutes.
Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to ask our timer for his evaluation of this speech. So our timer is Maurice, and if you'll give us a timer's report.
Okay, times report. The first speech. What's the first speech called? The speech of the
Voice.
Okay.
Just
using
your voice.
Okay. Use his voice. Lawrence speech. It was 7 minutes and 26 seconds. Is that all I give? Just the times?
Yes.
Okay. The table topics. The first round of table topics. Mark's speech was 1 minute and 3 seconds. Maurice's speech 1 minute and 41 seconds. Lawrence's speech 1 minute 35 seconds. Second round. Mark's speech was 1 minute 58 seconds. Maurice's speech was 1 minute 18 seconds. And Lawrence's speech was 1 minute and 34 seconds. And the evaluation was 1 minute.
About 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. The next report is going to be from our grammarian and counter, Julius Armstrong.
Okay, the word of the day was used by Lawrence twice, Maurice twice, Mark once. As far as counting, Lawrence, I have you down for 3. Maurice 3. Mark 1. Myself 2 or 3. And that concludes the grammarian's report.
All right. Overall, we've had a good meeting. Like I say, we started on time. We had a break. From that point, we had a break to hopefully get more people to show up. And then we started again on time after our 5-minute break. Although we didn't have any planned speakers that were here, I think that we need to maybe focus on whoever's on the hot seat. Maybe we should get one of the core members to always be on the hot seat with a semi-prepared speech that they can give to fill in that space, because we do have this issue come up quite often. So something we might want to think about is focusing more on the hot seat.
All right. Yeah, that's one thing, Lawrence said. I'll try and do better and have a backup speaker listed. This week, unfortunately, I left it blank, so I'll try and have that set up so that somebody knows that, hey, I could be having to give a speech at the next meeting.
Okay, also, I do want to mention one thing that I noticed about myself. I didn't get in and confirm. It's one of those things where you think about doing something and then you thought you did it. Well, when I got an email today that I had not yet confirmed that I had been on Toastmasters, so on Easy Speak. So that's why I was late. No excuse. I'm not making excuses. My point is that it would probably be a good idea for us to try to get on earlier on, and then maybe Mark, if you want to, once somebody who is not a speaker gets on and confirms that they're going to be there, maybe you can, a couple days before, change the hot seat to somebody who has confirmed that they're going to be there. That might work a little bit better.
Okay.
Just an idea. Okay, otherwise, our meeting has gone good, and everybody got an opportunity. Did we have I guess I bring it back up to our president, or our Toastmaster, Mr. Toastmaster. Right. Mr. Toastmaster, president, and everything else.
Thank you, Lawrence. A few announcements. The International Toastmasters Convention is going to be held in Las Vegas. The time is going to be August the 12th through the 15th at the Caesars Palace.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Experience excitement and fanfare at the opening ceremonies. Be inspired by world-class international speakers. Witness the 2015 World Championship of Public Speaking. Celebrate 90 years of Toastmasters history. That's the international level. Here locally, we're going to have the spring conference. That's the division level. It's going to be in Huntsville, Alabama. That'll be from May the 1st through the 2nd, starting at 6 p.m. Registration is April the 1st through April the 12th. If you're able to make those events, please go ahead and register.
One thing that they did mention, I don't know if you got the email, but this year they're doing something new. On Friday night, they are having a masked ball prior to the program. And they said you don't necessarily need to bring a mask. They'll provide you with one. But otherwise, if you want to bring your own, that's okay too.
That's the spring conference in Huntsville.
Yep.
Do you have anything else for the good of the order? So Mark, you're going to put me in. I'm going to sign up. I think I signed up for the next speech in the leadership series. That should give me my 2 speeches, right?
Yes, yes. So, yeah, I've got you down for the meeting roles and responsibilities next week.
Is that the speech or
That's
speech? It's going to be how to set the vision as a leader.
Oh, okay. Then let me change that right now. Is that from the Successful Club series?
Leadership series.
A leadership series. Okay, let me.
Yeah, when I came on today, they also put in something about past programs had not been closed out or something. Is that?
Yeah. And that's one thing I think. Who evaluated your speech?
You speaking to me, Mark?
Yeah.
It was a non-evaluated speech.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was an educational program speech
Okay.
for the leadership award, not for a communication award.
All right. And which speech are you giving at the next meeting, Julius? I know you've said it. I'm just trying to find it.
It's in the series.
Leadership vision. Coming out of leadership series has to do with vision, leadership vision, something along those terms.
Okay, that's what the visionary leader.
That's correct.
Is that what? Okay, the visionary leader. Okay, I'll put you down for that. All right. Next meeting, Constance is down as the Toastmaster. Has anybody heard from her?
Not since the last time she was here.
No.
Okay. She's the only one that was not renewed on Toastmaster International last week.
Who was not?
Constance. You know how you pull it up for future dues?
Right.
So I took care of Adam and myself. Constance was the only one that had not updated, and she didn't respond to my email.
Yeah.
We just have to assume that based on that she might not be renewing, but she might still come in. But we'll carry on like she's not going to be renewing.
Okay. I tell you what, I'll try and call her this week and find out what her plans are.
Okay,
I'll
try to get in touch with her through the school email as well. Just
Okay.
So we'll know which direction we're going.
And I recommend that Joyce, you also get access to the account, because I think the two people we have is Deborah and Constance, but Deborah's in serious health issues there, so I think Joyce, if you wouldn't mind trying to figure out what you have to do to get access to the account.
Call Deborah and ask her how to.
Well, I tried to. I can get through Constance through the school email, and I'll just ask her what I need to do. Just verify first that she's not going to continue. If she's not going to continue, then we'll go from there.
Yeah, well, even if she is continuing, I think we need a second person. Because Deborah's really no longer our second person. If she's not continuing, then Lawrence, would you mind being the second person?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm not real good with money, but I'll do it anyhow.
We trust you. We trust you.
Yeah, you can. I guarantee that. But whether I can trust myself is another story. Because I'm not gonna. I won't misuse it, but I might not get it.
You can redo it.
Might not get it logged properly. I'm just not.
We'll be okay.
My wife dies, I'm probably going to be bankrupt in a month,
Well, thanks for sharing. Do we have anything else for the good of the order? If not, we're going to adjourn the meeting. Anything else? All right, meeting adjourned.
All right.